Sofia recently successfully completed training as a nurse and started working at a city shelter, providing support and assistance to people battling various illnesses. Her small apartment on the outskirts of the city was her sanctuary, where she dreamed of meeting her love and creating a family, something she dearly missed. It had been 4 years since the tragic loss of her mother, and since then, Sofia had no other close relatives. Her father had passed away when she was only 7, and her devoted mother chose not to invite another man into her life. They lived together until a dreadful illness caught her mother off guard. Her mother concealed her condition until the very end, so Sofia wasn't prepared for the devastating news. It seemed her mother's life faded as quickly as a candle. The girl mourned her tragic loss for a long time, grieving over her mother's early departure. One day, rushing to work, Sofia noticed a person lying on the lawn next to the bus stop. Not understanding why no one else nearby was offering help, she immediately ran to the stranger. Quickly approaching, Sofia found a man lying in dirty clothes with tangled hair. He was unconscious, and Sofia, assessing his condition, suspected he had heart problems. "Call an ambulance." "Urgently," she shouted to passersby. A crowd began to gather around. "Just another drunkard, asleep here," muttered an old woman. "Call an ambulance. Tell them it's a heart stoppage," Sofia yelled. She began administering first aid, chest compressions, and artificial respiration. The ambulance arrived shortly, and Sofia, now working alongside the doctor, continued to help the man. When his heart rhythm returned and he started breathing on his own, they put him on a stretcher to take him to the hospital. At that moment, he opened his eyes and looked at Sofia. "Everything will be okay," Sofia reassured him. "You will definitely recover." The doctor turned to her. "What's your name?" "Sofia." "Sofia, you've done a great thing saving this man's life," the doctor said. The ambulance drove off, and a tired Sofia sat on a bench, wiping the sweat off her face. The crowd began dispersing, discussing the honor they bestowed upon this homeless man. Nevertheless, in a week or so, he'll end up under the influence of alcohol again or freeze somewhere on the street in winter. Conversations could be heard. "Wasn't it disgusting to perform artificial respiration?" a woman asked Sofia. "I find listening to you disgusting," replied Sofia, hurrying home to change clothes. She was already late for work. A year had passed. While enjoying the lively festivities in the town square, Sofia met Adam, a young man relaxing there with his friends. Sofia was alone, and he immediately noticed, asking if she'd like to join them. "Thank you." "No," the girl replied. "I'm waiting for my friends." She had indeed planned to meet with the paramedics, but they were delayed, or perhaps Sofia just didn't notice them in the crowd. She stood aside, feeling lost, watching everyone having fun. Suddenly, someone took her hand. She turned and saw the same guy who had invited her to join earlier. "Let's still get acquainted. I'm Adam." "And you?" He smiled. "I'm Sofia." She answered. "Your friends didn't show up?" "Unfortunately, no. But it's okay. I'll go home now." "Why, Sofia?" "The fun is just starting, and then we can go somewhere to a club." "I'm not really fond of clubs," Sofia shrugged. "Where do you prefer to hang out?" "I prefer just strolling around the city." "You're a true romantic." Adam grinned. "I love beautiful evenings, stars, nature." "Sofia, teach me that?" "Teach you what?" "To love everything around." "Okay, I'll teach you sometime." "Let's exchange numbers," Sofia suggested. "I'd like to meet you again." "I'm sorry, I don't have a phone." "How come?" Adam was surprised. "It's the first time I've seen someone without a phone." "I had an old one, though, but it broke recently, and they refused to repair it, saying they don't fix such old phones anymore." Adam chuckled. "Sofia, you're an amazing girl. What about escaping from here?" "With you?" Sofia was surprised. "What about your group of friends?" "I don't think they'll notice my disappearance." "Sofia, want to grab a snack?" "Absolutely," she replied with a smile. "Then maybe head to a restaurant?" "Let's go to my favorite pizzeria." Adam laughed. "Sofia, it seems I've fallen for you." That evening became unforgettable for Sofia. They indeed had dinner at the pizzeria and then wandered around the city for a long time. Sofia didn't talk much about herself, preferring to listen to Adam's stories. It turned out he came from a wealthy family and had already visited many countries in his life. For Sofia, Adam was the most interesting conversationalist, while Adam himself enjoyed talking to this simple, kind girl. When he escorted her home, they couldn't part for a long time, kissing each other. Time passed, and Sofia and Adam had been dating for 6 months. One day, Adam decided to introduce her to his family. Actually, my father is not at home. He's busy abroad with business. But my mother, named Jessica, is at home. I told her I would bring you over, he announced. Sofia was simultaneously embarrassed and pleased. She wanted to make a good impression on Adam's mother, who appeared to her as a beautiful and kind woman. However, besides her beauty, Sofia didn't see kindness in Jessica. From the very beginning, Jessica greeted Sofia with a contemptuous look and then turned to her son. Adam, is this a joke? I thought you meant Emily when you talked about a fiancé. I broke up with Emily. I like Sofia now, Adam replied. Liking someone doesn't mean it's love yet, son, remarked his mother. Don't be upset, Mom, Adam retorted. Please, accompany your friend to the kitchen, have some tea, and I'll go to my room. I have a headache. I'm sorry, dear. It's okay, Sofia said and added, Adam, escort me home. Jessica smirked, and Sofia left the house. Mom, what was that? Adam asked, why does she matter to you? Jessica laughed. I don't know. She's interesting. Have you slept with her? Mom, I don't think that's something to discuss. But no, nothing happened between us. Sofia says she's not that kind of person. That's good. Leave her alone. Oh, and one more thing, I almost forgot. It's Emily's birthday tomorrow, and we're on the guest list. Mom, I told you, Emily and I are not on good terms. Makeup. Your father has serious business problems. Emily's parents are also going through a crisis. We need to merge 2 businesses into a family project. Consider if you want to handle this. After all, Emily doesn't have a brother, and both empires will go to you. You convinced me, Adam smiled. Okay, Mom, I'll see off Sofia and be right back. He went outside, but Sofia was nowhere to be found. Adam stood for a while and then returned indoors. Several days passed. Adam contemplated for a long time about Sofia and eventually decided to visit her to apologize. However, Sofia didn't want to hear his apologies. Nonetheless, Adam was persistent and offered her a small box, taking out a sparkling ring. Sofia, marry me, Adam asked. What will your parents say? Sofia was surprised. Parents? I'm an adult and can provide for us. Don't you believe me? Of course, I do, darling. I agree to marry you. When shall we go to the registry office? Let's do it tomorrow. Adam smiled. Sofia was thrilled. They filed the paperwork, and Adam arranged for them to get married as soon as possible. Eagerly, Sofia awaited their wedding day, dreaming of a beautiful family with Adam and hoping that his mother would eventually realize her mistake. A few days before the wedding, Adam stayed overnight at Sofia's place. You're so impatient, she laughed. Are you afraid of something or having doubts? No doubts, Sofia. Everything is fine now. And I love you very much, Adam hugged the girl. The evening before the wedding, they spent together, and Adam promised to send a car in the morning. Adam, I invited my friends from the shelter to the wedding. Do you mind? Of course not. It'll be even more fun, he kissed his bride. The next day, Sofia, in a wedding dress borrowed from a friend, got into the car that arrived for her, and soon they arrived at the registry office. For her, it felt like ascending to heaven as she entered the hall where Adam awaited her. She was enchanted by the beauty of the place surrounding her. Everything was refined, impressively adorned, especially the arch through which she had just passed. Adam stood in the center of the hall, smiling as soon as he noticed Sofia. Her friends stood by the window, envious of her. Adam, her beloved, walked towards her, and Sofia saw only him, reaching out to him as he walked past her. Gradually turning, she noticed her fiancé approaching another girl, accompanied by an older man. Emily, my love. Adam spoke. You're the most beautiful bride I've ever seen. Adam. Sofia exclaimed, still not comprehending what was happening. Excuse me, are you mistaking me for someone else? Adam said mockingly. Emily cast a disdainful glance at Sofia. The guests buzzed with conversation. Jessica approached them and asked, Son, what does this all mean? Mom, it was just a joke. Don't worry, Adam reassured her. You're quite the joker. Jessica laughed. But is it okay to hurt a girl like this? She might have believed you. And Emily. Oh no, Jessica, Emily said. Adam told me everything. I knew Sofia wanted to take your son away from me, so I decided to teach her a lesson. Sofia began to breathe heavily, feeling the air turn icy. How could you? How could you? She whispered, then rushed out of the hall. Everything's fine. Jessica hurried to reassure the guests. The girl just made a mistake with the room. Grooms in black suits look alike. She joked. The guests chuckled understandingly. Adam apologized and followed Sofia. She stood by the entrance, catching her breath, and when she saw him, she turned. Why? I always take what I want. You constantly refused me, so I had to stage this comedy at the registry office. Sofia swung and slapped Adam on the cheek, tore the ring off her finger, and threw it at him. Tears welled up in her eyes, and she walked away without looking back. Sofia struggled to hold back tears as she stood by the bench. Gradually, 2 security guards approached, ushering her away. Don't sit here. We don't know what happened, but this is an area for wealthy people. They don't like strangers approaching them, they cautioned her. Please, I'll just sit for a while. Can you give me some water? Sofia requested. That's not why we're here. Leave. The owner will arrive soon, the guards replied. As Sofia stood up, a car appeared around the corner. Now we're in trouble because of you, scolded the guards. The window of the car revealed a gray-haired man wearing glasses. What's going on here? The man named Michael asked. The girl is asking for water, the guards replied. Michael looked at Sofia and suddenly exclaimed, Sofia. Sofia, it's you. I've been looking for you for so long. Sofia looked at him with confusion. I'm sorry. You've mistaken me. I don't know you. But Michael persisted. I remember you. You saved my life in the city. The doctors told me about it, but I didn't know where to find you. Smiling, Sofia replied. I'm glad you're feeling better. You've changed so much that I didn't even recognize you. Yes, I was mistaken for a homeless person. They didn't even recognize me at the hospital, Michael agreed. I apologize for detaining you. Get in the car. I invite you to my place. And something tells me you're facing some issues right now. It's not exactly a problem. I just feel hurt, said Sofia. You're lovely, Sofia. Please, take a seat, he invited. Sofia agreed. What do you do, Sofia? Michael changed the subject. I work as a nurse at the hospital in the shelter that treats the underprivileged, Sofia replied. Interesting. What if I offer you a job? Michael asked. What kind of job? Sofia inquired. The thing is, my son Mobby lives with me. His condition is unusual. Michael started explaining, and at that moment, a voice was heard. Just tell her, Dad. Turning around, Sofia saw a young man in a wheelchair. Mopvy had no legs. Let me introduce you. This is my son, Mopvy. I would like you to take care of him, if you agree, said Michael. I agree, nodded Sofia. And I don't. Mopvy replied and went into the room. I'm sorry, Sofia. 5 years ago, my wife died in a car accident, and Mopvy survived but lost his legs. When you saved me, it was the anniversary of that terrible accident. I wanted to lay flowers on my wife's grave, but accidentally locked the car with the keys and phone inside. I was walking, and then I had an attack. If you hadn't saved me. Michael recounted. I understand, replied Sofia. Why is Mopvy so upset? He was in a relationship, but the girl left him when she found out about his condition. Since then, he's been unable to shake off the depression. I don't know how to help him. I'm wealthy, but he doesn't want anything. He doesn't want to live, Michael explained. That's not right, objected Sofia. If you don't mind, I'll talk to Mopvy. And today, I'll ask your driver to take me home. I don't want to run around in this dress. After some time, Sofia returned home, changed her outfit, and looked at her wedding dress with regret. The next day, she returned to Michael and asked to be taken to Mopvy. Why have you come? Mopvy asked. To talk about your father, Sofia declared. Your behavior is ruining him. Why? She exclaimed. Mopvy was shocked, and noticing his confusion, Sofia continued, You've had a tragedy. That's understandable. But you're a man, yet acting like a child. What strange behavior? Objected Mopvy. Who are you? Just a girl, working in a hospital where people are in severe conditions. They fight for life, cherish every new day. And you, a strong guy, are crushed because of a girl who betrayed you. You chose her over your father. She left you, but your father didn't. Why do you confine yourself within these 4 walls? Sofia yelled at him. Perhaps because without this chair, I can't move? Retorted Mopvy sarcastically. That's not the only reason. You're hiding because you're afraid and reluctantly accepting life. I'm telling you the truth, and it's up to you what to do with it." Sofia left the room, biting her lip, feeling sorry for the guy. But she knew he needed a shake-up, not pity, and her actions proved to be right. When Michael, Matvi's father, invited her to lunch, Matvi came down as well. "Can I join?" he asked. Michael looked at him in surprise. "Don't look at me like that," Matvi laughed. Michael just shook his head. "Sofia, for the first time ever, Matvi came down for a meal with me." From then on, Sofia often visited Michael and Matvi's home and, after 6 months, became Matvi's wife. Michael found it hard to recognize his son. Matvi regained his zest for life, now adapting to new prosthetics. Sofia never left her husband's side and helped in every way. One morning, waking up nauseous, she wondered, could she be pregnant? But before sharing this thought with her husband, she decided to check. The doctor confirmed she was expecting. The next day, Michael decided to arrange a big dinner for the future partners. He co-owned several foreign enterprises and was now seeking opportunities to establish production in his hometown. People ready for long-term investments and partnerships were invited. Matvi and Sofia greeted the guests alongside Michael. Matvi was now handling the prosthetics so well that no one could guess he didn't have his legs. Happy Sofia, who hadn't revealed her secret to anyone yet, radiated joy. She was very beautiful, and her husband openly admired her. More guests arrived. Michael greeted them and loudly announced, addressing Sofia and Matvi, "Let me introduce you to Adam, Christina, and their parents. Their family business is just starting to grow, and it would be beneficial for them to participate in our projects." Adam paled upon recognizing Sofia, and a pleasant smile slipped off his mother's lips. "I'm sorry, Michael," said Sofia. "Let me introduce you to my ex-fiancé Adam and his mother Jessica instead. Do you remember how I came to you in a wedding dress? Would you like me to tell you why I was wandering around the city in such a strange outfit?" And Sofia recounted how these people had treated her unfairly. The guests murmured disapprovingly. Matvi clenched his fist and stepped towards Adam, while Michael turned to the family head and said, "I hope you understand that there can't be any talk of partnership anymore. Besides, everyone here is gathered, and I don't think any of them would want to deal with you." Pale with indignation, the family head turned to his son and wife. "Is what this girl said true? I'll tell you everything at home." Jessica hurried to answer. "Oh Lord, what a disgrace!" exclaimed the man, hastening to leave Michael's house. Adam, Jessica, and Adam's fiancée, Emily, hurried after him, heads bowed. Sofia turned to the guest and her husband. "My dear, my beloved Matvi, the past has just walked out those doors. I don't want to talk about it because we have only the present and the future ahead. I have a surprise for you. Matvi, my love, you'll soon be a father." Matvi embraced Sofia, covering her with kisses. The guests applauded, and Michael wiped away tears and laughed. "Let's all gather at the table. This event needs to be celebrated. How do you like this story? Let's reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel by the new year. I love you."